To open the Global Australian Awards in 2022 and present the first award, please welcome Chair of the Board of Advance, Andrew Lowe.
Hello, wherever you're watching across Australia and across the numerous locations around the world where Australians live and work. My name is Andrew Lowe, and as Chair of the Advance Board, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this broadcast of the Global Australian Awards in 2022. I'd like to start by acknowledging that in Australia we live and work on a land which is home to the oldest continuous culture on the planet. And I pay respects to elders past and present and acknowledge their traditions and their culture. Advance is a non-profit organisation that links expatriate Australians with Australia. We shine a spotlight on their achievements and support them in their endeavours wherever they are along the international career life cycle. We want those inspiring individuals to know that we see them and we're proud of their exceptional work. Australians abroad are all ambassadors for our culture and values, and we also believe that by harnessing the potential of global Australians and keeping them connected with Australia, we ensure that their talent and ideas will flow back into Australia. This is a key event in our calendar, the Global Australian Awards. We're excited to be sharing the stories of incredible people during this program. The first award of 2022 is the Arts Award. The arts sector is something that's close to my heart. I've spent many years on the boards and other supporters circles of various arts organisations, and I love to see Australian performers and Australian companies performing on the world stage. We bring Australian stories and creativity and talent to communities all around the world. And this award applauds individuals who, through their work, give us some of life's greatest wisdom and entertainment. The Global Australian Award for the Arts celebrates outstanding Australians that are applying their creative skills in innovative ways across all creative pursuits. We know that it takes determination, vulnerability, and resilience to make a living in the arts, and especially so in the last couple of years. To achieve global success is even more challenging, and it demonstrates a persistence that's extraordinary. The finalists in this category are remarkable individuals who focus their energies on areas from filmmaking as a tool for social change to storytelling through music and performance and to writing and literature. These extraordinary Australians that you're about to meet have applied their talents to educate, to stimulate, and to inspire a global audience. And the finalists are...
Meet Crystal Cornelson, an international filmmaker harnessing the power of storytelling as a tool for social change. An award-winning director, writer and producer, Ms. Cornelson is based in LA and has worked all over the world as a commercial and social impact filmmaker, engaging audiences in powerful conversations about the most pressing issues facing our planet. Meet Sarah Grunstein, an Australian pianist of international acclaim, praised for her penetrating musical intelligence. Based in New York, Ms. Grunstein's musical career has taken her all over the globe, performing on international stages from London's South Bank Centre to Carnegie Hall's Wheel Recital Hall at Kensington Palace and Australia's own Sydney Opera House. And meet Tara June Winch, the award-winning Rajerry author, now writing and living in France. Ms. Winch's critically acclaimed novels and short stories have brought to light the lived experiences of Indigenous Australians of multiple generations and created a vehicle for savouring and sharing Aboriginal culture and language on a global scale.
The winner of the Global Australian Award for the Arts in 2022 is Tara June Winch. Congratulations, Tara.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, thank you. That's amazing. I feel really honoured and excited to engage with other artists, actually. I think that's probably the most, and innovators, the most exciting aspect is to be part of a community that, although we are Australian and we are doing work that is benefiting our country and for our country, we are seeing it from a distance, and being out of that time zone, it gets a little lonely. It's going to be great to have community around me. Really, I'm excited.
Please welcome our next presenter, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Wollongong and winner of the Advanced Education and Research Award in 2021, Professor Patricia M. Davidson.
Hello everyone, my name is Trish Davidson and it's my great pleasure to be with you for the celebration of the Global Australian Awards 2022. And I have the honour of presenting the Education and Research Award. I'm now the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Wollongong, but I was previously Dean of Nursing at the Johns Hopkins University, and I was there at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. I was motivated and inspired by the many scientists who were innovating to make a better world, and those teaching those to deal with the tragedy of the pandemic. I'm always inspired by individuals who can research the most complex of topics and translate the benefits and results to a broad audience. While scientific and technological breakthroughs grab headlines, the ability to educate the next generation of innovators and communicate the impact of breakthroughs to general audiences is truly impressive. The Global Australian Award for Education and Research shines a light on Australians who have a purposeful and resolute focus on advancing knowledge in their chosen field of work. I was humbled and honoured to receive this award in 2021. And the finalists here with us tonight are truly remarkable. They inspire others with their research across the fields of blockchain, theoretical physics, and mathematics. They are dedicated and passionate about building evidence that informs further research and teaching, and they are absolute pioneers in the growth and progress of their fields. We celebrate the finalists tonight for their ongoing commitment to advancing knowledge and for inspiring and teaching future generations to do the same. The impact of their work is unquantifiable with influence on a global scale. So tonight, our finalists are
Meet Caroline Malcolm, Head of International Public Policy and Research at Chennupati in London. As former inaugural head of the OECD's Global Blockchain Policy Centre, Ms Malcolm is one of the world's most influential voices on blockchain and digital assets and has spent the past decade at the forefront of global policy making on technology and financial services. Meet Professor Fiala Shanahan, Professor of Physics at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a world-leading theoretical physicist using machine learning techniques to enable groundbreaking new studies. Her research is focused on theoretical nuclear and particle physics, shedding new light on the structure and interactions of the most fundamental building blocks of our universe. And meet Professor Terence Tao, Professor of Mathematics at the University of California in Los Angeles. Professor Tao is a humble achiever who happens to be one of the greatest mathematicians in the world. The Fields Medal winner is determined to make mathematics more accessible by showcasing the power of maths as an everyday foundation for problem solving and creative thinking.
And now it's my great pleasure to announce the winner of the Global Australian Award for Education and Research in 2022 is Professor Terence Tao. Congratulations, Terry, on this very well-deserved award.
Oh wow! Okay. Well, that's very humbling. Okay. Well, I'm very honoured. I think it's a great goal to publicise all kinds of achievement. I mean, I think Australians do appreciate sport quite well, but we can appreciate other things too. In school, math is often just a whole bunch of sums and exams and tests and so forth, and you don't kind of see the problem-solving aspect of it and the connection to the real world. But also, I think people just don't see mathematicians as sort of ordinary people. Like we sort of feel like we're kind of these weird eggheads or something. It's something that like only really strange wizards do or something. Like it's like these maths equations seem like magic spells sometimes. And I did want to convey that actually a lot of the way we think about mathematics is actually coming from just real world, common sense intuition. And, we're human too.
Please welcome our next presenter, Group CEO and Managing Director of Blackmores Group, Al Symington.
Hello, my name is Alistair Symington, CEO and Managing Director of the Blackmores Group, and it's my pleasure to be joining you for the Global Australian Awards in 2022. The Inspiring Corporate Leader is a new category this year, and I feel honoured to be sharing the list of finalists with you today and recognising their outstanding contribution through leadership. For me, this category resonates powerfully with my own experiences in the sector of consumer packaged goods. Before joining Blackmores, I spent 2 decades working with some incredible global brands in a number of overseas markets. Those regional and global roles allowed me to understand not only a variety of different markets and cultures, but required me to adapt to those different settings. In the corporate context, these skills you acquire through being outside your comfort zone and the opportunity that affords you in terms of learning and growth is always underpinned the role modelling of how Australians operate and the confidence that comes with being an everyday ambassador for our country. Now, the Global Australian Award for Inspiring Corporate Leader recognises expatriate Australians who have displayed an outstanding ability to innovate and excel in a global corporate setting and have an impact beyond their workplace achievements. The finalists in this category have all demonstrated inspiring leadership in the corporate world, with the sectors of asset management, financial services, and the built environment. These individuals are using these skills to drive change and truly make an impact. Through this award, we wish to shine a light on those outstanding individuals who represent the very best talent that Australia has to offer. And the finalists are:
Meet Dr. Siobhan Martin, Global Leader for Culture, Leadership and Talent at Aegon Asset Management based in Edinburgh. Named one of the world's most influential human resources practitioners, Dr. Martin is a global champion for diversity and inclusion whose leadership is transforming the experience of workers and communities around the globe. Meet Cameron Anthony McLean, Senior Vice President for PayPal in their Europe and Australia enterprise. Based in Singapore, Mr. McLean is a global leader in the rapidly growing fintech industry, driving innovation and inclusion for his teams, customers, and for the broader community. And meet Tanya De Hoog, Principal at Thornton Tomasetti in New York and an influential industry leader. Tanya is an award-winning structural engineer, placing social and environmental impact at the centre of her work. Her vision is refocusing the built environment and engineering with people and planet at the centre.
And the winner of the Inspiring Corporate Leader Award for 2022 is Siobhan Martin. Congratulations, Siobhan.
No, you're gonna make me cry now. Thank you. It means lots of different things. It means to me that no matter where you come from, no matter how you identify, no matter where you might have started or had, or indeed not had at all, that the possibilities exist in the world and that there are wonderful people who understand that and want to amplify those voices. And what I get great hope from is that the power of optimism and to see that the world can be different. We don't have to accept these incredibly difficult circumstances. And it's extraordinarily amazing that other people see that too. And the more we do it, the better it'll get. And the more things that'll change and be different for people. And that's incredible. I'm really honoured, and I think that's amazing. And I hope that we can just keep paying it forward and paying it forward.
Please welcome our next presenter, Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Tim Watts.
Hello, my name's Tim Watts, Australia's Assistant Minister for Foreign Affairs, and I'm delighted to be joining you for the Global Australian Awards in 2022, presenting the Alumni Award. One of the joys of my job is meeting the many talented individuals who have studied here and then returned home to achieve great things with their Australian degree in hand. Since the reopening of Australia's borders at the end of last year, we've seen a steady increase in the number of international students returning to our world-class institutions. This is important. International students enrich the cultural, social and economic fabric of Australian communities, and their return is breathing life back into our cities and our towns. Australia continues to not only be a safe and welcoming destination for students from around our region and the world, but also a destination of choice, renowned for its academic excellence and quality of education. Those who graduate from an Australian institution join a family of over 3.5 million current and former international students who have studied in Australia and are now living around the world. Whichever country they now reside in, these graduates gained an educational qualification in Australia and continue to represent Australia at some level throughout the rest of their careers. Wherever they go, their warm connection to Australia supports discussions and nurtures relationships, and for that we are grateful. The Alumni Award recognises the extraordinary achievements of international graduates who have used their Australian education to springboard into their chosen field of work. The finalists this year are an innovative and influential leaders that are significantly shifting the needle in their respective countries with pioneering startups, women's participation in sports and disability advocacy. I'm also delighted to see the ongoing impact of the Global Australian Awards program. Australia's scholarships program has been going for over 70 years, since the inception of the Colombo Plan in the 1950s to today's Australia Awards. The Australia Awards program, managed by the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, supports emerging leaders from the region to undertake study and research Australia in key disciplines that impact development outcomes in their countries. Two of this year's finalists have been recipients of our prestigious Transformative Scholarships, and we are proud of their status as not only Australian alumni, but Australia Awards alumni. We applaud the persistence, motivation and resilience that has enabled all three finalists to be inspiring leaders in their chosen fields. And the finalists are...
Meet Aisha Jalil, who is changing the game for women in sport through her role as Women's Game Development Manager for the Pakistan Cricket Board. Ms Jalil is a trailblazer in international cricket as the architect behind a new approach to engaging women and girls from junior sport through to elite international representation, driving women's participation from the cricket pitch to the boardroom. Meet Madhavi Shankar, co-founder and CEO of Space Basic. Ms Shankar is a tech entrepreneur behind one of India's fastest growing startups. She's breaking through barriers for women and girls in STEM across India and beyond, inspiring them to overcome gender and cultural stereotypes to become leaders in business and entrepreneurship. And meet Dr. Anthony Saputra, Indonesia Chair for the Australia-Indonesia Disability Research and Advocacy Network. Dr. Saputra has combined his positions as a government official, academic researcher and disability activist to drive systemic change in the way government policy is developed to include and benefit those living with a disability.
And the winner of the Global Australian Award for Alumni in 2022 is Aisha Jalil. Congratulations, Aisha.
Okay, that's really nice. Thank you. Well, honestly speaking, I would say that a lot has to do with the Australia. I would like to thank the Australian government as well, because if this opportunity wouldn't have been provided to me, I wouldn't have been able to make this change. I would really like that to be known, so that other girls also get the inspiration, and you never know, there are a lot of new people, next one would be somebody else. So would really like that. If I talk about the time when I started playing, probably I was, if I talk about where I lived, I was the only one playing cricket outside with my brothers. So now it has changed. A lot of the girls, they're coming in, they train daily, they make sure that they're fit. So a lot of the awareness is there, and when they know that there is a career. So you need to have role models, and over time we've been able to do that. There are a lot of role models that have come in, and they can look up to them and make sure that they can plan their career pathways same way.
Please welcome our next presenter, multi-award-winning STEM journalist and broadcaster, Rae Johnston.
Yiridu hello, my name is Rae Johnston and it is my pleasure to be presenting the Technology and Entrepreneurship Award for 2022. Now, as a science and technology journalist and broadcaster, I'm focused on innovation that happens on this continent now known as Australia, where the world's first scientists, technologists and innovators have been solving problems and sharing knowledge for over 100,000 years. Now, I am delighted to be here to introduce you to some individuals who are at the cutting edge of innovation today, and I reckon they're shaping it in ways that should make all Australians proud. The individuals recognised in this category link the academic and commercial world, driving innovative outcomes that benefit everyday people, businesses and nations. Now, I've covered many stories following the journeys of individuals like the finalists you're about to meet, and they're wrangling with technical issues, all while leading the sector to evolve in ways that are collaborative and good for society. The Technology and Entrepreneurship Award recognises global Australians who are working at the cutting edge of new technologies and ideas. And the finalists in this category are highly innovative game changers. Their extraordinary success in their roles demonstrates their ability to think into the future, to use technology as a means of enacting change, and they're doing it all within a realm of uncertainty. And the finalists are...
Meet Dr. Cate Armstrong, Head of Machine Learning in the Trust and Safety Division at Google. A quantum physicist and machine learning specialist, Cate leads a dedicated team focused on the use of algorithms to protect child safety, counter violent extremism, and most recently, eradicate COVID-19 related racial vilification online. Meet Professor Kate Crawford, Research Professor at USC Annenberg and Senior Principal Researcher at Microsoft Research. Professor Crawford is a leading scholar of the social and political implications of artificial intelligence and a sought-after expert in the growing field of ethical AI, advising policymakers on an ethical framework for the use of this technology. And meet Dr. Lee Rong, co-founder and Chief Marketing Officer for AI Link Network. Dr. Rong is a global pioneer of information and communication technologies shaping the future of Industry 4.0. A recognised expert in 5G technology, for the past 9 years, Dr. Rong has worked at the forefront of 5G in the global centre of the technology's development in China.
And the winner of the Technology and Entrepreneurship Award for 2022 is Cate Armstrong. Congratulations, Cate.
Oh, amazing. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's amazing news. It means quite a lot. I was discussing this with my wife. So I tend to be recognised for being an Asian Australian or an Australian Asian. I kind of fell into this category or being labelled as somebody who is half Japanese, half Australian, and anything I did was through that lens, which is amazing for some parts of who I am. And I really want to embrace that and advocate for Asian Australians to be more global and recognised in Australia. So to be able to be recognised as a global Australian, it is very personal for me. I'm very appreciative of this. Thank you. So I am a father of two gorgeous little girls, 4 and 7, but they are very much growing up in this landscape of, I think you phrased it well, this kind of the digital age. And I worry about some of the things I see on the internet and how people interact with social media. And I don't think we've quite got it right yet, how people can have personas on the internet that are separate from how they live in the real world. And so how can we get this right? How can we have technology that enables people to be safe on the internet, some of the motivation for doing what I do is for my children and for the next generation of people.
Please welcome our next presenter, Executive Director of the Tech Council of Australia and new member of the Board of Advance, the Honourable Wyatt Roy.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Roy, a newly appointed Advance Board member. As a new member of the Advance Board, I'm so pleased to be joining you for the celebration of the Global Australian Awards 2022, presenting the Emerging Leader Award. Having been elected to the Federal Parliament at 20 and made a minister at 25, I genuinely believe that age is no barrier to having an impact. Our society, in any field, be it in business, in science, the arts or politics, benefits immensely from having younger voices heard. Drive, enthusiasm, a sense of purpose and a long-term perspective can be an incredible motivator and can see you through the many challenges that inevitably arise. I was excited to learn about the finalist in this category, whom we recognise as having achieved so much already in their chosen field. The Emerging Leader Award recognises global Australians who have managed to have an impact on a global scale while still very early in their career. They are thought leaders who refuse to accept the status quo, constantly seeking to push the boundaries of knowledge and understanding in their area of expertise. The finalists in this category are courageous, persistent, and resilient in their varying disciplines, from medical technology to space exploration and philosophy. We wish to acknowledge their incredible, steadfast approach and ingenuity as they work towards goals that will benefit us all. And the finalists are...
Meet Dr. Elizabeth Jens, a propulsion and systems engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California. Recognised as one of Australia's most innovative engineers, Dr. Jens is now one of the world's leading rocket scientists and helps lead a team working on the design of a new propulsion system to safely land the largest spacecraft ever attempted on Mars. Meet Professor Cate Mann, Associate Professor for the Sage School of Philosophy at Cornell University in New York State. Professor Mann is an author, academic, social and political commentator and is regarded as one of the world's top thinkers in the field of feminist philosophy. Her work challenges social norms and stimulates discussion across academic circles and broader society. And meet Dr. Martin Seneviratne, a senior clinical scientist with Google Health in London. Dr. Seneviratne is a doctor turned data scientist, bridging the divide between technology and healthcare. His work is helping shape the future of electronic health records, ranging from cutting-edge AI in hospitals through to mobile technology for community healthcare workers.
The winner of the Emerging Leader Award in 2022 is Dr. Martin Seneviratne. Congratulations, Martin.
Oh my goodness, wow. Thank you. That's not what I was expecting you to say. Thank you very much. That's like a humongous honor. You know, there was a time when I was first considering kind of stepping off the conveyor belt of medical training, and it's not one that maybe many people step off, and it was really daunting, I guess, to, you know, start afresh in a new field and move countries and try and rebuild a network outside of my comfort zone. And I hope a lot of other digital health doctors or sort of people who've taken more creative careers in medicine can get a boost from this as well, because you don't necessarily have to stay on the conveyor belt. You can do other things, different paths up the mountain.
Please welcome our next presenter, renowned physicist and academic at the Australian National University and President of the Australian Academy of Science, Distinguished Professor Chennupati Jagadish.
Greetings. My name is Chennupati Jagadish and I'm a Distinguished Professor of Physics at the Australian National University. I am so pleased to be presenting a brand new award this year, the inaugural Australian Global Talent Award. Having personally made the move to Australia about 30 years ago, I can truly say that it doesn't matter which part of the world you came from. In Australia, the opportunities are abound. When you work smart and hard and believe in yourself, you can achieve anything in life. As the president of the Australian Academy of Science, and through my years in academia and with professional associations like the IEEE, I have seen how Australia is richer for international collaborations through individuals who move here and those who study here. Being raised in a different country, a different culture, and a different education system brings a unique perspective that can lead to breakthroughs and innovations. For these reasons, I and my wife Vidya have established an endowment to support students and researchers from developing countries the chance to travel to the ANU Research School of Physics to pursue collaborative research for up to 3 months and open the doors for them. Through this award, I am delighted to be celebrating the achievements of talented global citizens who have migrated to Australia. It's an inspiration to others. The award for Australian Global Talent recognizes highly accomplished individuals who have moved to Australia in the last 10 years, become Australian citizens, and are having a positive and significant impact in future-focused industries. We are fortunate these innovators and professionals chose to call Australia home. They are tackling a wide range of issues for the benefit of Australians and the rest of the world. The finalists in this category are experts in sustainability, science, and healthcare. They display entrepreneurial skills, drive, and commitment in their chosen fields. The finalists are:
Meet Dr. Sonu Bhaskar, Founding Director and Chief Investigator of the New South Wales Brain Clot Bank. Dr. Bhaskar is a medical entrepreneur, health leader and global expert in neurovascular research and clinical intervention. He's responsible for establishing the world's first blood clot biobank in Sydney, helping fight Australia's third biggest killer, stroke. Meet Dr. Aida Brankovic, research scientist at the CSIRO Australian eHealth Research Centre. Dr. Brankovic works at the cutting edge of biomedical innovation, applying her expertise with complex algorithms and machine learning to the development of new medical imaging technology with the potential to save thousands of lives through the early detection of stroke. And meet Dr. Shefali Gupta, co-founder and co-CEO of UviPack. Dr. Gupta is a molecular biologist on a mission to eradicate plastic pollution. Through her sustainable packaging startup, Dr. Gupta aims to replace 1 billion plastic products with biodegradable, vegan and edible eco-packaging by the end of 2025.
The winner of the Australian Global Talent Award in 2022 is Dr. Sonu Bhaskar. Congratulations, Sonu. Well done.
Oh my gosh, I'm absolutely grateful, Joanna. I cannot tell you that my grandfather, who is not there anymore, he would be so pleased to hear this. Today, it's a testimony to my parents, to my mentors, and all those people who've been part of this journey, and the community who has been always behind me. For a boy with torn shoes to come here and being recognized in this country, it is. I'm very grateful to the committee and for this honor. I will continue to be an ambassador for what I do and take the flag here in Australia and around the world and make a difference in people's lives.
Please welcome our next presenter, Human Resources Lead for Microsoft in Singapore and board member of UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, Lin Dang.
Hello, my name is Lin Dang and I'm delighted to be presenting the Global Australian Award for Social Impact in 2022. I had the pleasure of presenting this award in 2019 and I am in awe of the flow of global Australians focused on social impact. Over my life, I've seen both sides of the social impact space, having lived early in my life as a child in a UN refugee camp through to now, where my work is focused on inclusion and diversity and ensuring that opportunities are provided for those who are disadvantaged and underrepresented in our community. The outstanding individuals in this category of the awards don't do their work for recognition, but because it holds such deep meaning for them. I'm so pleased to shine a light on these incredible Australians working internationally. The Global Australian Award for Social Impact recognises global Australians who have dedicated their lives to creating a better, fairer and safer society wherever they may be living. These inspiring Australians have used their creativity, resourcefulness and grit to tackle social issues ranging from criminal justice, human rights violations and global refugee crises. The impact of their work is real and changes the course of people's lives. The finalists in this category are to be acknowledged for their relentless energy, focus and service to the fundamental principle of equality for all. And the finalists are...
Meet Rachel G. Barnard, founder of arts diversion program Young New Yorkers. Ms Barnard's work has changed the life of thousands of teens being prosecuted as adults in criminal courts in New York. To date, over 1,500 young people have been sentenced to make art instead of going to jail, helping divert young people out of the criminal justice system. Meet Rachel Davis, Vice President and co-founder of New York-based non-profit Shift. A lawyer and human rights advocate, Ms Davis played a critical role in shaping the UN guiding principles on business and human rights. She works with business and civil society leaders, governments and international sporting bodies to embed respect for human rights into the rules that govern their operation. And meet Frances Voon, a global human rights leader who's dedicated her life to advancing the rights of refugees. Having worked on the front line of the UN humanitarian response to the refugee crisis, Ms Voon is now working to reshape the narrative on refugee policy as Executive Manager of the Kaldor Centre for International Refugee Law at the University of New South Wales.
And the winner of the Global Australian Award for Social Impact in 2022 is Frances Voon. Congratulations, Frances.
Oh my goodness. That's incredible. I'm really just absolutely surprised and delighted. It's such an incredible honour to be recognised in these awards in this way, and I really take my hat off to all the many other people working in this space who are doing incredible work. And I really am only here because of the amazing people who I've been able to work with. Displaced communities and colleagues in Bangladesh, in Jordan, in South Sudan, Switzerland, here in Australia, and also family, friends, mentors. I've learnt so much from all of these people, and so I really feel that I stand on the shoulders of giants. And so while this award recognises global Australians doing work in the social impact space, I think I'd really like to consider this a shared honour. I don't think that we can advance social impact on our own. Really, it is a work of collaboration and partnership, and so I really want to acknowledge the work of people who have come alongside me on this journey.
Please welcome our next presenter, Director of Rehabilitation Innovation at Mount Sinai and Advance Healthcare Award winner and Advance Global Australian of the Year in 2019, Dr. David Petrino.
Hi everybody, my name is David Petrino and it is my pleasure to be joining you for the celebration of the Global Australian Awards in 2022, presenting the Science and Healthcare Award. Science underpins human progress, and scientific research is at the foundation of every single advancement that we enjoy today, from global communication systems to rapid and safe transportation to our planet and its place in the universe, and of course, the development of medicines and healthcare, just to name a few. Scientific research leads us to solutions that can benefit individuals and the entire planet. My work in healthcare is fueled by my passion to research, innovate, and develop solutions that can really change people's lives. Right now, I'm here at Mount Sinai in New York City, focusing on the wide-ranging impacts of long COVID, which might seem a long way from my original training in physiotherapy and neuroscience, but it's all part of that spirit of science and healthcare, looking all over to find solutions to big challenges. So it's with great pleasure that I can shine a spotlight on some of the remarkable Australian pioneers through these awards. The Global Australian Award for Science and Healthcare recognises outstanding Australians who have dedicated their lives to applying science to improve the health, well-being, and understanding of our world. The work of the finalists this year varies from improving the lives of visually impaired people through groundbreaking medical technology, reducing maternal death in remote Papua New Guinea, and enhancing our understanding of global warming through innovations in oceanography. These individuals have a remarkable dedication to science and healthcare. Their work is real and having a significant impact. We applaud their incredible efforts to change the lives of so many. And the finalists are...
Meet Dr. Stephen Hicks, award-winning Oxford neuroscientist and co-founder of Oxsight. Dr. Hicks is a scientist turned tech entrepreneur whose pioneering work is changing the lives of people living with visual impairment. He's at the cutting edge of medical innovation, developing the world's most affordable, usable and wearable smart glasses. Meet Dr. Barry Kirby AO, CEO and founder of The Hands of Rescue. Dr. Kirby is a carpenter turned doctor whose radical career change in his 40s is now saving the lives of mothers and babies in remote Papua New Guinea communities. Dr. Kirby and his team provide remote maternal health checks and encourage expectant mothers to attend health clinics for the delivery of their babies. And meet Dr. Rosemary Morrow, a senior research scientist at the Laboratory of Space, Geophysical and Oceanographic Studies in France. As a global expert in oceanography, Dr. Morrow's research over the past 3 decades has been key to understanding one of the most critical metrics of climate change, sea level variations, and its connection to global warming.
The winner of the Global Australian Award for Science and Healthcare in 2022 is Dr. Barry Kirby. Congrats, Barry.
The winner? No, I'm only part of the selection process, right? I'm not the winner, surely. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That's... Dear, oh, dear. Yeah, well, it's a tremendous honour. It's an honour, but it's... And I accept it for our team, because our team is wonderful. We've got, Matthew and Tara, Michael and Colin down there. We all do this for the love of it. And we do it for the women in PNG who are having it really tough. It's just our way of, we're trying to do something about it. And what we do rubs off on other people. And that's a good thing. I mean, you create a spark and then you let it go, and it builds up. And I think it's an honour. The life that I've had in Australia has allowed me to do this. In fact, I don't know how else to put it. It's an honour. It's an extreme honour, and I'm humbled by your decision. I know there's a lot of deserving people out there, much more. But thank you so much.
Please welcome our next presenters, co-hosts of acclaimed environmental optimism podcast Climate of Change, actor, producer and global icon Cate Blanchett, and Chief Energy Officer at New Energy Nexus, Danny Kennedy.
Hello, my name is Cate Blanchett.
And I'm Danny Kennedy, and it's our honour.
It is indeed our honour to be joining you for this celebration of the Global Australian Awards 2022, presenting this award for sustainability. And of course, now more than ever, it is absolutely imperative that sustainability is the foundation of all our decision making at every level, by everyday people, by businesses, and of course, by governments. Sustainability experts and change makers are Danny's and my personal heroes, so we are very pleased to have this opportunity to shine a spotlight on some extraordinary individuals who are driving real, practical solutions for climate change.
Cate and I have been good friends for over 30 years, and we've talked a lot in that time about the trials and tribulations of sustainability, and it's at the forefront of our minds increasingly and our work every day. So earlier this year, we were delighted to work together on a podcast called Climate of Change, and through that platform, we shared stories of incredible people who are innovating and applying effective solutions to address the most significant challenges of our time. Those inspiring folk along with these finalists tonight, really reinforce our confidence and hope for the future. The fact is we have solutions at hand, but it's swift action that is now required. History shows us that when humans choose to work together to take action, change is possible, and the path to climate stability is actually achievable. It's going to take all of us together, however, to ensure that our future is safe, livable, and importantly, more equitable.
The Global Australian Award for Sustainability celebrates the work of remarkable Australians who, having made sustainability their purpose, are making an impact on a global scale. With a healthy cocktail of ingenuity, tenacity, and teamwork, these individuals have focused their careers on the pursuit of these goals, unpacking the complex mess that we humans have created and pioneering solutions to clean it up, and cultivating more sustainable mindsets for people and therefore a more sustainable future for everyone.
So the work of this year's finalists include improving the lives of those living and working at the front line of polluted lands and waters, storytelling to reveal the wonders of our natural world and today's numerous environmental challenges, and understanding the impact of consumerism on the environment well before the term circular economy even existed.
And together, these inspiring Australians are forging new, bold, positive, future-leaning narratives, showing us that there is a clear, achievable path to climate stability. So, without further ado, the finalists are...
Meet Chennupati Jagadish, Director of Operations and Strategy for the Circulate Initiative. Mr. Jagadish is an energetic advocate for sustainability and social impact in Asia. He's dedicated his career to solving the region's toughest sustainability issues in water sanitation and plastic pollution. His programs have improved the lives of millions of people across the region. Meet Craig Leeson, award-winning filmmaker, journalist, presenter and entrepreneur. Mr. Leeson's work demonstrates the power of storytelling to drive social and environmental action, opening the eyes of a global audience to the impacts of human behaviour on the planet and the urgent need for a change in consumer behaviour, corporate practices and public policy responses. And meet Nicole Rycroft, founder and executive director of award-winning not-for-profit Canopy. For more than 20 years, Ms. Rycroft has been working with some of the world's biggest publishing, print and fashion companies to transform global supply chains, create markets for circular economy solutions and reframe how thriving forests are valued in modern economies.
And the winner of
the global... You do it.
The winner of the Global Australian Award for Sustainability in 2022 is...
Nicole Rycroft, who is the founder and CEO of Canopy. Congratulations, Nicole.
Congratulations, Nicole.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing and incredibly touching. Well, thank you. Wow, I feel a little verklempt, actually. Oh, I kind of feel a little emotional about that. Thank you. That's very sweet. And very generous on the judges' parts, and I'm sure I'm sure there were a bunch of amazing ideas to be choosing between. I've been out of Australia for long enough to pick up a funny accent, as you can all tell, that I still identify as an Aussie, right? Like I still have an Aussie sense of humour. The Australian culture, the landscape is still woven into my fabric, and my family is still there. So to be recognised at this level is really deeply touching and meaningful.
Please welcome our next presenter, Associate Dean at the Faculty of Medicine of the Chinese University of Hong Kong and winner of the Advance Asia Impact Award in 2020, Professor Rosa Chiu.
Hello, my name is Rosa Chiu, and I'm so pleased to be joining you for the celebration of the Global Australian Awards in 2022. As a chemical pathologist and researcher, I work with a team focused on developing blood tests that identify various cancers early. Our fundamental goal is to reduce cancer-related deaths. The impact of this is not just significant for our region, but globally. I was honored to receive this award in 2020, and so it is my absolute pleasure to be presenting the Asia Impact Award this year. The finalists for this award are individuals who are working to create a better, more sustainable future for millions of people. The Asia Impact Award category is open to Australians and international alumni of Australian universities who have demonstrated their leadership, persistence, and entrepreneurship in their chosen field, underpinned by a focus on significant benefit to community. Our finalists' work is broad and ranges from transforming healthcare, social, and economic opportunity in thousands of low-income communities, leading environmental conservation initiatives by ensuring communities are placed at the center of decision-making, embedding philanthropic efforts around education and entrepreneurship throughout a successful business. Selected by the Advanced Asia Advisory Committee, these outstanding individuals are recognized for their inspirational, ongoing commitment to community and improving the lives of so many in our region. And the finalists are...
Meet Anuradha Gupta, a visionary global health leader whose work has saved the lives of millions of children around the world. As Deputy CEO of the Global Vaccine Alliance, Gavi, Ms Gupta has led the push to ensure all children have access to critical immunisation, transferring healthcare, social and economic opportunity in thousands of low-income communities. Meet Dr Hom Gurung, an inspiring conservationist dedicated to ensuring communities are placed at the centre of environmental sustainability. Dr Gurung's environmental philosophy, world-leading research and his work as an influential administrator and global spokesman have driven ongoing positive outcomes for sustainability across Asia. And now meet Noni Panomo, President Commissioner of Bluebird Group, founder of Philanthropy Division Bluebird Paduli and champion of education and women's entrepreneurship. The third generation in her family to lead Bluebird Group, Ms Panomo transformed the business into a multinational company and the largest taxi operator in Indonesia.
The winner of the Asia Impact Award in 2022 is Anuradha Gupta. Congratulations, Anuradha.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really deeply honored. Very humbled, very humbled. And you know, when University of Wollongong actually last year gave me the Alumni Award for Social Impact, it was an incredible experience for me. I think I just felt, I have always felt very attached to Australia. It's like second home to me. And after University of Wollongong, I have actually gone back to the country a couple of times just to relive all those beautiful memories. And you know, frankly, this email, you know, came as a big surprise. So, and I just, it then again reaffirms my faith in Australia and just the tremendous love and affection that they bestow on those people who come from outside and make them their very own. Yes. Thank you.
And to present the Global Impact Award for 2022, please welcome the 27th Prime Minister of Australia, the Honourable Julia Gillard.
Hello, my name is Julia Gillard and I am delighted to be presenting the Award for Global Impact this year in the Global Australian Awards. My working life in politics and beyond has given me the great privilege of meeting many people around the world who are making a huge and positive difference. What keeps me hopeful about the future is meeting remarkable people who have energy and insights, passion and purpose. Their areas of focus may vary, but they have the same characteristics: determination, empathy, resilience, and always an openness to ongoing learning. They are, without a doubt, inspiring leaders whose work has true impact. The Global Impact Award shines a spotlight on Australia's expatriates who are people like this, whose dedication has enabled them to achieve global impact in their field of work. The work of this year's winner is incredibly important. Her work focuses on tracking down and referencing materials and artefacts located in museums around the world from the oldest continuous culture on the planet. As an international steward of Australia's Indigenous cultural heritage, her work has generated international understanding of Australian Aboriginal culture and the impacts of colonialism. I have had the great pleasure of interviewing her on stage and launching her book, Ancestors, Artefacts, Empire, Indigenous Australians in British and Irish Museums, which is an incredible contribution to deepening our understanding. Our national journey towards reconciliation and recognising the wealth of our Indigenous heritage is not only one for Australians, but also for how Australia presents itself to the world. I am delighted that this awardee has persevered at the forefront of this mission, becoming a spokesperson for First Nations cultural preservation and promotion globally. The winner of the Global Impact Award for the Global Australian Awards in 2022 is Professor Gay Sculthorpe. Congratulations, Gay.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow, I'm speechless. I'm really speechless. I am truly honoured, and it really is an honour for all the people who have been part of the team of people that I've worked with in Australia, my colleagues at the university, the Australian National University, Deakin University, University of Western Australia, and all the other community people who've been involved in the projects over 10 years. So it really is the culmination of the work of a whole team. I think partly because being an Aboriginal person, I was very passionate about finding connections between objects in museum collections and the communities from which they came. And this came from my own experience doing some research in the early 1980s and finding out that a basket that was previously unidentified as such in Museums Victoria in Melbourne was actually made by my Aboriginal ancestor. And that was such a powerful emotional moment to me. I thought, if that does that to me, how can I develop those experiences for other Aboriginal people and making those connections? So I think that's been one of my driving motivations, to understand and properly document what is in collections, and then to make those objects known in whatever ways I or a museum can to the people to whom they mean the most.
And to present the award for Global Australian of the Year in 2022, please welcome the Minister for Industry and Science, the Honourable Ed Husic.
Hi everyone, I'm Ed Husic, the Federal Minister for Industry and Science. It's a real pleasure to be able to join with you, albeit remotely, to do something that I think we need to do as a nation a lot more, and that is to recognise the power of Australian ideas, smarts, know-how. These ideas, they can come from wherever, from the factory floor to the lab bench to Australia's boardrooms, really important in applying them in a way that improves national well-being. These awards demonstrate the depth of Australian talent that can support what we're trying to achieve as a country. The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, is the patron of Advance. However, I've been able to score the ability to announce the Global Australian of the Year, for which I'm very, very grateful. We want to also, at this point, before announcing the winner, recognise that all the people that have been nominated, and global Australians generally, are very powerful ambassadors for the nation, working in different countries, engaging with different cultures, but always trying to make a difference themselves. Hugely important. It's very hard to be able to win this award, particularly considering the quality of the nominees, and if I can extend to them my gratitude for what they're doing, and to also recognise the contribution that they are all making individually. The Global Australian of the Year is selected from among 12 award winners. It's given to an individual who's demonstrated courage, high achievement, bringing new perspective and having material impact in their sector. And this year's winner has done that and more, being recognised as a global leader and one of the most talented people in their field. So, if I may, it gives me great pleasure to announce that the Global Australian of 2022 is Professor Terence Tao. Terry, thank you so much for what you have done. You are an inspiration, and we're very, very proud of what you've been able to achieve. Well done, and well done to everyone who's participating in the awards tonight.
Wow, okay. That's amazing. Yeah, well, it's a big honour, I guess. I never thought of myself as representing Australia, but it makes me think sort of about how I can use my experience in America to help out things back home. Yeah, no, it's great to be reminded. It's like hearing from an old friend you haven't heard from many years. The way mathematicians think about problems is actually it's a natural extension of the way people already think. For example, I like to say that children teach each other actually a mathematical result, which is that there's no largest number. And the way they teach it is that at recess they play a game where who can name the largest numbers. One says a million, and then a billion, and then a trillion. But at some point, someone realizes that no matter what number someone says, you can just say +1. That number +1, and you can make it bigger. And so there's actually no biggest number, and that's a perfectly good mathematical argument. And so children intuitively have sort of all the tools to reason about mathematics, but somehow it gets kind of beaten out of us as from the school system. It's nice to be connected back to Australia again. It's been a while since I've interacted that. My parents still live in Australia, and I'm on the boards of a few maths institutes in Australia. But somehow you don't. I mean, for 2 years I couldn't go back in person, and so Zoom is fine for what it does, but I think you do lack the personal connection.
Congratulations, Terry. Many global Australians make a permanent life overseas, and if this accolade strengthens your connections with Australia, well, that's incredibly gratifying. My name is Johanna Pittman, and as the CEO of Advance, I would like to take a moment to congratulate all the finalists. As was clear, each of them is outstanding in their own right, and it was an absolute privilege to interview all 34 finalists in the lead up to this broadcast. They will join an esteemed group of over 150 advanced game changers. These are individuals that have been recognised through the Global Australian Awards since 2012. It is often said that the judges had a difficult task selecting the award winners. Well, that is certainly the case with these awards. And my sincere thanks to the judging panel, chaired by the founder of Advance, Ken Allen AO. The judging panel, supported by over 30 expert reviewers, had the unenviable task of selecting 12 award winners across different industries and different areas of specialty from over 400 nominations. To those celebrating at one of our satellite events in London, New York, San Francisco, Singapore, Sydney or Canberra, or at one of the many private viewing parties, thank you. We want to bring our community together wherever you are around the globe. Our work is not possible without the generous support of the federal government, our corporate sponsors, and the alumni officers of Australian universities, who all see the enormous value of global engagement for Australia through our people-to-people links. To the Advance Board and our small but mighty Advance team, thank you for your tireless focus on our mission to foster soft power through our network of global Australians. If you want to join us in this mission, I have 3 asks. First, Get to know the Game Changers. We'll be releasing interviews and podcasts with them over the coming weeks. Second, we have a full program of events throughout the year to support you in your international career journey. Whether you're thinking about working overseas, or currently living and working overseas, or thinking about returning to Australia, we're here to support you. Finally, start thinking about global Australians to nominate for these awards in 2023. See you then.
Okay, I thought that was all right.
And the winner of the Inspiring Corporate Leader is, let me do that again.
Sorry, okay. Problem is that, you see, when I open my text, I cannot see the screen. So anyway, it's one of those complexities of life.
Who you call the Teletubby?
Nope.
How's that?
I'll probably want to start the whole thing again.
You are not allowed to put the...
Hang on, I'll just get my pose. How does that?
My family is also very excited, especially my mother. She's very excited. She's more excited than me.
Right, yes, so it should be looking there.
Your video is frozen.
You're frozen.
It just cut out, but I think you asked. Okay.
Yeah, I'm really speechless. I mean, that's, yeah.
I'll give it a red hot go.
That's always the key.
I do miss actually Aussie junk food. I haven't had a decent meat pie in years.
The secret is safe with me. I've kept some pretty big secrets in my time. Don't you worry about that.